Alright, today is Monday night and hope everybody had a good weekend. I'm doing a quick video to show some stuff I picked up at the Goodwill bins and some stuff I got in the mail and some other stuff here. So without further ado, I'll show you in no particular order what I picked up here. I have picked up an Ichiro on Ichiro book, Conversations with Narumi Komatsu, translated by Philip Gabriel. So that's a really pretty cool book here. Somebody had donated their stuff from like a baseball collection or a man cave. There were some really interesting books, books on like AAA or AA or whatever, something on the Salem Kaiser volcanoes, a Blazers book, all kinds of stuff. And I think it was probably like from a baseball room or a man cave, because I also got this Reproduction Subway Brooklyn Atlantic Avenue Station sign. These are about 25 bucks on the MTA, New York City Transit website, plus shipping probably, and these are heavy, and these are made in the United States of America. A little bit of scratches there, but it sure makes it a lot more authentic there. And there were some really other cool books that would make more sense with this one here too. And it's really heavy. You could hurt somebody with that. I spent $27.80 or whatever at the bins. Then I found some art, and unfortunately this person's art, amateur artist, this guy was a biology teacher in Dayton, Ohio, I believe, William Habjan, and he had a bunch of art pictures. This one lost its frame because things are being thrown around and smashed. He had some other art that was even larger, but I couldn't buy it because it was so heavy and costly. It's unfortunate one man's collection got destroyed and I only got part of it. Basically, the thrift store says we're going to treat it like dirt and you can't have it unless you pay an arm and a leg for it. So this is a kid on a swing, and actually there was a playground across from his catty corner to his house. And I found an article about him doing some sort of amateur art exhibit with two other people in 1971. So some of these other pictures might make some more sense because of the time period. Most of these have these handmade frame on it, and this might even be him. Who knows? Not really sure. They're all signed in pencil, William Habjan right there, so I think that's pretty cool. You could tell from his larger pieces, very amateurish, but still very cool nonetheless. You can see some buildings in his glasses there. That's really pretty cool. What am I going to do with them? I don't know, but I just thought they were too neat to have lost to history. And there was probably another half a dozen more of these smaller framed ones, and I just picked out the best ones here. Here's a desert scene, and there's that one. And then there was a picture here with his name and address, and I found that's how I found out where he lived. And he hasn't signed this or anything, so I don't know if this was something he studied or something he boat scene with Davy Jones' locker right there, the St. Peter II or whatever. So that's kind of a really cool 11 by 17 or something. I'm not really sure what size that, or 9 by 12 or something. I don't really know, but that's very cool. And then I won't show you his address there, but there's many William Habjans. Then we got a picture here where I found a frame. I found an antique frame and all of that stuff. Like I said, some of the stuff is really pretty cool. This is a very nice Art Deco frame here. And I put this vintage picture I got off of Historic Images a year ago. Very, very cool picture. Some guy out of Los Angeles from a newspaper, archives or whatever. But very decorative frame, very, very cool, very vintage, and it matches the time frame. And the frame was a little bit on the big side, but that's the best size you're going to fit for a 7x9. So that's really pretty cool to have that one. Very, very nice picture, very nice frame to go with it. Paid probably about $1 for that frame, and it's well worth it. You'd probably pay 20 bucks somewhere else for that frame in an antique store. Found a vintage postcard of the state capital of Olympia, Washington, not used. That's very cool to have that one. Then we found, we'll get into the mail here in a second, I guess we'll do that last. They're still cutting trees next door. Found this huge book, and several people, including Zane Savage, part of the Autograph Anonymous, will know about these books here. This is an Easton Press leather-bound book, and on Abe Books they're about 45 bucks here. New York Yankees, and that's why that Subway sign is a little more, you can understand why that came with that. This is an amazing, amazing book here. From the Daily News. I'll just open up a few pages here. This is probably more than $45 new. Gold bound there, gold foil or whatever it is. And all kinds of amazing articles, pictures here. I'll try to show that to you. Let's see, I can get to. So there's David Wells, you know, so there he is right there. And there's even some color pictures there. There's one of color pictures, Another World. The Yanks bashed Seattle to reach 4th straight series. So quite an amazing book there. There's other ones that are upwards of $100 for these books here. So there's, you know, some other ones here. Pretty cool book here. So it's a must-have for any Yankees collector there. Easton Press. This is not signed. There are some signed editions that comes with your own bookplate that you can write your name on there, so that's kind of cool. Very neat thing here. So now let's get into the mail. I did have other items I purchased from the outlet, but I just picked and chose what I wanted to show. Some really pretty good stuff here. Oh yeah, one more thing here. I found this vintage 1980s Hoosiers, IU Hoosiers hat. It looks like it's never been worn. One of those painter's cap. Very cool. Never been worn. It was in the bins. You get a bin to yourself, and sometimes you hit a hot spot of some really cool stuff. You just can't take it all home. There was a lot of neat things I wanted to take home, including the rest of the art, but it was too heavy. I got a postcard, Greetings from Washington, and this is from St. John Post Office of Washington, so that's cool. Another Washington one to cross off here. This one is from California. It's to Temecula, California. Why did I send to that? Because the author of the Perry Mason series, Earl Stanley Gardner, he died in Temecula, California. There is a postcard of that. Then I purchased another 1975 Boy Scout patch. This was dirt cheap because it was used. And this is $1 plus $1 shipping, $2 for the Chaparral Trail Days of 1975. There's a 3 there. I think it's a Scout patch, but you can't always tell. But still, it'll go in my 1975 binder, and that's all I care. And it was cheap here. Here is a logging truck postcard here that I picked up a while back ago, and I got Quincy, Washington to cancel it. So that's very nice of them to do that. Very good condition. Then we have an index card here that's taped together, and I did not do that, but the person that signed for me did. I believe it was out of Greensboro or Charlotte, North Carolina, and it's Penske Way, Mooresville, North Carolina, and that is none other than Austin Cindric. I got 2 Austin Cindrics, Donruss 2020, and I think this is also 2020 as well. Just a different style here. It's not 2020. It's 2018 or 2019. The font is so tiny I can't read that. But very cool to get those. I had missed out on some other cards that I had sent to somebody else and got something else in the mail. Austin Cindric, that's really pretty cool to get him. It came in a different envelope. No, it came in my envelope. That's right. What else did I get here? Oh yes, and I got one more postcard, a really beat up postcard that had advertising on the back of it, but I covered all that up. Nicasio, California, very near to where I used to live in California, and I had them cancel the back. Just a beat up postcard, but I told them that's what I could get, and it really was. And that is what I have in the mail today. So I've done about 8.5 minutes of stuff here. Thank everybody for sending care packages. One little note here, my local record shop is closing. It's the best one that I have. There's another one that I just never bought anything at. I think maybe one time I bought a record for $3 or $4, and it turns out it was probably overpriced by $3 or $4. I've already since gotten rid of that one. This is the one I get all the $1.45s from, and they've been open since in some capacity since 1982. So unfortunate to see them go. I may not even get a chance to get down there. It's a tiny little shop, so they only let a few people in at a time. So anyway, hope you enjoyed that, and let me know what's going on your end here. And thank you for watching.